Hello and welcome to the Everyday Boss podcast, where we are going to break down the daily habits and actions that leads to real business growth. Because success happens every single day, not overnight. With me today is my friend Jen, and I'm so excited to have her on board. Say hello, Jen.
Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here.
Woo! Jen is technically my first guest, but won't be the first episode guest. So technically my first interview, but you're going to be episode number 3. I want to tell everyone a little bit about who you are. So I'm going to read your bio here. Jen is a clinical hypnotherapist and mindset coach with a passion for helping ambitious women like you effortlessly manifest your dreamiest, wealthiest, and most abundant life ever. She's all about flipping the script on those pesky subconscious beliefs holding you back so you can glow up your inner world and watch your outer world follow suit. If you're ready to start reprogramming your mind and living your dream life, Jen is here to help. And there's my dogs. Jen, I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this conversation about hypnosis and success and our unconscious mind and how it impacts how we show up every day in our business. I'm so excited.
Dude, I love talking about this topic.
Obviously, it's what you do for a living, right? Like, you wouldn't be doing it if you weren't passionate about it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Amazing. So I really truly believe that success isn't just about having the right strategy. It's not just about being like super visible. It's not just like talking to the right people. There's so much more to actual success. It has a lot to do with the inner work, which is a lot of what you do.
Yes, definitely. Strategy doesn't work if we're not in the right mindset. Because I've seen people take all the courses, do all the programs, work all the coaches, but if their mindset is shit, they're not going to do the stuff they say they're going to do. Things like perfectionism and procrastination are just mindset blocks that are stopping us from actually doing what we need to do to find success.
100%. And when we let those things stop us, then we're not even like getting close to the success that we think we want or what we think we're supposed to be having. So you do a lot of work with the subconscious mind and reprogramming subconscious mind. I've done some of your hypnotherapy, like meditation audios, and they're absolutely magical. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And then but maybe before we dive into that, we should actually talk about like what hypnotherapy is.
Yeah, so hypnotherapy has been around for a very long time. People don't even realize this has actually been around for hundreds of years. It's
Wow.
just had different names over time. It wasn't till the early 1900s that this actually became more popular. Many hypnotherapists or therapists used to use it. Therapists back in the day actually used this to help their patients. And it's actually become even more prevalent since about the 70s and 80s. And what it does is hypnotherapy accesses a part of your brain called the subconscious mind. We have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind. So the conscious mind is the part of your brain that's listening to me right now, and you're nodding along and you're like, yeah, okay, great, this is wonderful. You're listening, you're paying attention. But in the background is our subconscious mind, and 95% of our brain is actually our subconscious mind. So I like to compare it to a computer. Your monitor, the things you're seeing on your monitor, that's your conscious brain. The subconscious brain is your hard drive. It's the computer. It's the programs that are running in the background that show you what's on that computer screen, what's on your conscious mind. So all your decisions you make, how you act, your personality, everything about you is based off of your programs within your subconscious mind. And those programs come to you throughout your childhood. About 50 to 60% of your, programs and who you are happen in those first 6 years of life. So by the age of 6, you've already reprogrammed your mind to about 60%. And then by 18, when we're told you're an adult and you can go be who you want to be and choose your own lifestyle, you've already got 95% of your program. So you've only got this small little bit. And you can imagine, 60% by the age of 6, when we have no rational thought, no cause and effect thinking, we literally take things as, I see this, I take this on as truth. Like, oh, you know what, dad called me stupid, so I must be stupid. Then we get into our teen years where it's like, oh, all we care about is fitting in, being a part of a group. We just, want to go along with the flow. It's all about acceptance. So these very influential times in our life are when we receive our programs. So then when we wonder why, when we become adults, we're like, why am I thinking this way? Why do I feel like I'm not worthy enough or good enough? Why am I afraid to show up on camera? Like all these things that we do. And it's because we've programmed our subconscious mind earlier in our years. And now this is just who we are.
Yeah. And it has such a massive impact on how we process things as business owners, but also how we make decisions as business owners.
Yes, very much so.
Right. Although that programming needs some reprogramming, which kind of brings us back to why hypnotherapy, why it works, and why so many people are like super into it right now. Because like I am also hypnotherapy certified. It's not something I actively use in my business for clients, but it is something I use for myself. It's been a very useful tool, but it also just taught me how much value there is in using this tool to really support like the mental side of what I do as a woman in business.
Yeah, it's so important because our beliefs are in that subconscious mind, but the mindset work that we're taught to do, things like affirmations and scripting and all those things, a lot of those work with our conscious mind. So we can't reprogram our subconscious with conscious tools. That's why people get really frustrated. They're like, "Oh, but I'm saying all the affirmations and it's just not fixing it." It's because you need to tap into where those programs are in order to actually reprogram them. And that's what hypnotherapy does. Is hypnotherapy allows you to get into a nice relaxed state. You're not asleep, you're not unconscious, you're just in a very relaxed state. You're in the same brainwave as what you are during your REM sleep, but you're not asleep. So it's just we're calming your brain enough that you're bouncing into a different level of brain waves. Once you get into that with hypnosis, you can not only tap into the subconscious mind and ask your mind directly, why am I procrastinating in my business? Like, why do I keep doing this? Or why am I not afraid? Why am I not able to show up online? Why am I afraid of success? Whatever it is that's blocking you, you don't even have to know what's blocking you. You can literally jump into your subconscious and go, I'm doing XYZ in my business, or I'm not doing XYZ in my business. Why am I doing this? What's happening? And your subconscious mind tells us, it goes, oh, well, Jennifer's afraid of success. So because of that, we're going to keep causing you to procrastinate because we don't know what success looks like. So until we do, this is just big and scary and we can't let you do that. So by going into hypnosis, you uncover that. Then you can tell your brain, great, this is wonderful. Thanks for telling me, but I don't want that belief anymore. And it gets to be that easy. You remove that belief and then you give your subconscious a new belief system. You know what? It's easy to show up online. I want to be so successful. I am ready to bring in 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. It gets to be easy. It gets to be fun. This is available to me. And your brain goes, great, I've locked in those new programs. Let's go out and make that happen. That's why hypnotherapy is so powerful, is because it gets to be quick and easy. Mindset doesn't have to be hard.
Which is like startling revelation for so many people, right? Like because I know my mindset journey really just started with me being like, no, I'm not going to think that thought anymore. Like, and literally just telling myself I'm not going to think that anymore. And trying to like, the brain train, or trying to redirect it or change the course a little bit. And it started for me with affirmations, right? Like I worked really, really hard to like, I'm worthy, I'm enough, right? Like, and it was like, yay, that's nice. But it didn't actually influence or change decision-making processes, confidence levels. Like it literally didn't change any of those things. It only it illuminated a little bit. Like I became more aware of the problems I was having, but it wasn't like fixed, and it wasn't quick fix or an easy fix like hypnotherapy can be, which is like an absolute game changer for so many people. But a lot of people don't realize that like 90% of our decision making comes from our subconscious, right? That programming you talked about. That's where we make decisions and how we like show up in our business on a daily basis, sorry, which then affects our results. It affects our visibility. It affects our capacity to actually generate revenue. So we have to, especially as entrepreneurs, and women in business, we have to be willing to look at the root of issues in order to actually make those changes that are so necessary.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you're doing the wrong things in your business, you're never going to get the results you want. So I'm the queen of this. I had a business back in my 20s before this mindset journey, and all I got was burnout and mediocre success. But yet I was always busy. I was always working. I was always hustling. And I'm hustling. I'm getting it done. I'm gonna make this work. Well, I was hustling because in my mind I had a belief that said you can be very successful and you can make lots of money, but you have to work really, really hard for it. And at first, when I started my business, it was easy. Like the first month, I got a bunch of clients, I made a bunch of money, and I was like, wow, this is kind of easy. And my brain goes, alert, 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 like, this goes against our belief. We don't believe success gets to be easy. So we got to fix this. So then it was like I started procrastinating. I started finding make work projects like, oh, I just got to tweak my website again. Oh, I just got to fix this on this page, and I just got to do this here, and I got to spend this time here. And I just started adding little things onto my plate. So I get busier and busier to the point where I was working 50, 60 hours a week, every week, and ultimately burnt out and stepped away from my business because I put that burden on myself. My mind said, you can't have it easy. You have to have it hard. Though once I uncovered that after the fact, I reprogrammed my brain. Now I actually allow success to be easy. I only work a few hours a day in my business. I allow myself to be super accomplished in those few hours a day and be able to do big things because I've now told my brain that I can make tons of money and do it in only a few hours a day, and that's okay. And my brain goes, great, wonderful, let's make it happen.
Amazing. When you were talking about like the it gets to be easy versus like that programming around being successful or making money has to be hard, that's a roadblock, right? And so many of us have those mindset blocks, roadblocks, but it becomes that mindset block can become a roadblock in our business that keeps us from experiencing the success we want. And so many people don't even know what the hell's happening, right? They're just like, oh, why can't I make money? So-and-so is doing it so easily. Jen's like making all this kinds of money. Jennifer Jane or JJ or like Sharissa or all these people are experiencing success. What the hell am I, what's wrong with me? Right. And then it becomes even worse because they're internalizing it as an error on their part that they can't make money easily. And you just, without knowing what's happening, you're like doubling down on the programming and pushing it even deeper into your, like how you function. Which we don't want to do. That's like the wrong approach to this. So can you kind of maybe give us some like real life examples, either yourself or, some people you've worked with around the unknowing sabotage that we do to our success and like how we can, with the help of hypnosis, but like how can that be reframed and changed around?
Yeah. Yeah. So this story is pretty amazing. This is from a client of mine, and it just shows the power of hypnosis. So she has an online business. And of course, in an online business, getting on camera, promoting yourself, sharing yourself is a key way that you get clients. So she was paying, excuse me, she was paying large amount of money to be able to promote and go live in this very large Facebook each and every month. And she could go live every week. And so she's like, you know what? I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to do it. And every Wednesday, let's say it was, she was planning on going live. Day before, she's like, yeah, I'm going live tomorrow. She scheduled it. She planned it. She went in, told everyone she's doing it. The next morning, she woke up sick, woke up feeling like garbage, feeling tired. Throughout the day, it would get worse and worse. And by like dinner time, she could barely make it through. She was out cold sleeping before she was even supposed to be doing this live. And this happened week after week after week. After about 6 weeks, she finally brought it up to me. She's like, Jen, I've been trying to do this and this is happening. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on there. You've got a block. So we went in and did a hypnosis session. And it turned out that her mind didn't believe being visible was safe. As a child, she was, what we call an afterthought. She's a bit of a whoops. And her mom even said, she heard her mom saying during a hypnosis session, she heard this, her mom go, I never wanted you. I never should have had you. I should have got rid of you. You're going to ruin everyone's life. Heard her mom saying this in the womb. So that's where her first vision of all this came in. Then when she was just a few months old, an older sibling of hers, that was around 4 or 5, crawled in the crib with her and started beating on her. A couple-month-old baby beating on her, saying, you ruined our life. We don't have money because of you. You screwed everything up. Why'd you ever come along? Blah, blah, blah. And so she learned as an infant, before she could even walk or talk or anything, that it was not safe to be visible. As long as I'm quiet and I stay hidden and I don't say anything, I can be safe. So she carried this belief with her from before she was born. So now here she is trying to get on camera and share her voice. And her brain is like, red alert, this is not safe. You cannot do this. It is dangerous to speak up and be seen. But once we uncovered that belief, it was like this light bulb moment in her head, even in her conscious brain. It's like, wow, I understand why my brain did this to keep me safe. Because that's the brain's job, is to keep us safe. But it's like, I'm no longer that little girl anymore. I'm no longer that baby. I can take care of myself. Thank you for protecting me, but I don't need this anymore. So we reprogrammed her mind. Literally the next day, she got on a live in the group, showed up, talked for an hour, and now she gets on big stages in front of people. She has her own podcast. She does all these things, all just from one hypnosis session.
Wow. Just one.
Yeah. A single
That's
session
amazing.
was all it took. Yeah. There's many of these blocks. It only takes one session. There's some stuff where I like to call it like a Kleenex box. Sometimes there's multiple layers. So you'll pull one layer out and you'll feel great. But then as you're working through things, other layers might come out. But generally, a lot of the very specific things will be fixed up in just a single session.
So incredible. It's just absolutely, oh my God, amazing to me what our minds are capable of, but also the flip side of that, right? The dark side of, we have so much potential, but on the flip side is these programmings and these beliefs that we have about who we are and how we function and how we operate in the world are so impactful that they literally stop us in our tracks, and we don't know why. We don't know why these things are happening. Yeah, that's, wow, amazing. I grieve for that child in that story, because that really hurts my heart on her behalf, because I have similar wounds that I've worked through, but it's so amazing that she was able to just yep, we're letting that go. We're putting something in its place instead. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah. And it just changed her life. And that
Yeah.
there were other things we had to work through as well in her life, but just, it was one step after another. She fully got to open up and become the woman she wanted to become just by letting go of those old stories.
So amazing. I think that's also a really great example of why having a strategy and a plan for your business is not just it's not enough. You're 95% of the way there with the right strategy and the right plan. And I have to qualify that, because that's kind of what I do, right? Strategy and planning is my jam. But there's that 5%, and that 5% is what actually going to take you the rest of the way. And carries the bulk of the load around how we actually are able to be consistent and generate revenue in our business. And that 5% is our mindset and our capacity with our brain to actually go the rest of the direction. And those blocks, especially the ones we're not aware of, can literally stop us in our tracks, take away our visibility, completely incapacitate our ability to generate revenue, and cause us to burn out, right? That can be, that 5% can have such a massive impact.
It does, because like I said, you can know what you need to do, but if you're not actually doing what you know you need to do, it doesn't matter. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to get anything done.
Right. Yeah. What's the point when I feel like I'm not worthy, or it's not safe for people to even see me? So yeah, no, I'll go get a 9 to 5. Thank you very much. Right. But for so many of us, that's not an option. right? Going back to traditional jobs, it's not an option. For whatever reason, and there's usually a couple trillion of them, but like for so many people, myself included, I consider myself unemployable because I don't want to work for somebody else. You can't tell me what to do. I don't want to be told that I can only go to the bathroom once or twice in a day and I can't take a nap in the afternoon. Who are you? You're not my mother, right? So like I have to be the boss of me because I live my life the way I want to live my life. But if I let the mindset issues and those limiting beliefs around value, worthiness, safety, around being seen, safe to be successful, safe to have money, all of those can be so impactful in how we run our business. And it's mind-boggling, but like that's really why strategy is just not enough. Strategy cannot be the only thing you're doing in your business. So when it comes to reprogramming for success, where does like hypnotherapy fall into, like, talk about the role in with hypnotherapy of like shifting those patterns and those beliefs? Like, how does that support us? I mean, yeah, you can do one-time things, but like, what else can hypnotherapy do to support us?
Yeah, to me, hypnotherapy is an ongoing thing because we don't just have one block. We don't have just one limiting belief that's saying, oh, you know what? You just have this fear of visibility. And once it's gone, everything is wonderful and perfect.
Magical.
It's magical. One thing and everything is wonderful. It's not like that. I like to say new level, new devil. So who you are right now is a result of your mindset, of your subconscious programs. You start getting more successful in your business, you start getting more clients, you start doing the things, and you have to become that next level version of yourself. You have to step into that newer version of yourself because the version of you who makes $50,000 is not the version of you who will be making $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. Like those are different versions of ourselves. So the blocks and programs we have at one level are not the things that are going to show up at another level. So throughout your journey, these little blocks are going to come up and they can either stop you and keep you stuck at a level and you're like, I guess I'm only meant to make, 6 figures a year. Or you can make mindset a part of your regular routine and you can actually work through these blocks as they come up and you can recognize it and go, oh, I'm recognizing that I'm self-sabotaging myself. This is probably a program that's going on in my brain that's causing me to procrastinate, let's say. I know from working with Jen that this is just a block. Let's go do the work. Let's do a session. Let's uncover what's causing it, remove it, and then you just keep trucking along. And that you just keep going and you keep climbing and you keep bringing in the income. And every once in a while, you're just going to run up against these blocks and you work through them and then you just keep on going. And that's why a lot of people think, oh, mindset, I just got to do it once. I'm done. Everything will be perfect for the rest of my life. And it doesn't work that way. Mindset is just like an assistant. It's that person there helping you out, helping you get there, but it's that person that you're going to rely on. Not every day, but you need that every once in a while to get you through that little roadblock and onto that next level.
Yeah. So how can business owners, women in business, entrepreneurs, fempreneurs, whatever you call yourself, how can we integrate subconscious reprogramming into our routines?
I like to say that add it as a regular part. Like at least, periodically take time to sit down with yourself, even if it's 5 minutes, and just go like, where do I feel like I'm not performing at my best? Or a big thing is just paying attention to your thoughts, getting really, really attuned to the things that you're saying to yourself, the things you're saying to others. If you find yourself saying lots of negative words like, I can't believe I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did this. Why is this so hard? Like those negative thoughts, if you find yourself saying those things, it's usually a sign that something's going on in the background. Doesn't always mean it. We all have a little bit of negative thoughts that pop up once in a while. But if you find that it's kind of like on a constant loop, that's telling you need to work through something. So for me, mindset is a daily occurrence. I'm always doing hypnosis audios. I'm always checking in and going, is there something going on? Doesn't mean you have to do it every day, but you should be every month checking in and going, do I need to work on this? Is there something I need to focus on? and just be really paying attention to those thoughts, because your thoughts are really that window into the subconscious to start giving you an idea that maybe there's something going on in there.
Yeah. So there are tools out there. I know you recently launched a membership that is chock full of delightful and delicious little pre-recorded hypnosis that people can do. I've done a couple of them, and I think I told you that like I cheated because you're supposed to like lay down and get quiet and be still. And I listen to it while I'm walking my dog, and I just let it play, and it does things in my brain while my feet are moving and I'm taking the big guy for a walk every morning. Which is not, the optimal way to do a pre-recorded hypnosis, but there's no real wrong way either. Anyways, but what other ways can we integrate mindset support and like support for reprogramming our minds in daily practices, like actual because the title of the podcast is Everyday Boss, right? So how do we implement these into our everyday as business owners?
Yeah, so that's why when I do these audios, I like to keep them short. So with these audios, there's what we call the uncover portion, which is like a bigger audio you want to do periodically when you're feeling like there's a block there. You sit down, you intentionally do that work, and it helps you remove that block. But then each day, to further ingrain those beliefs, instead of doing affirmations, which are surface level, I mean, how many of us stand in front of the mirror and say our affirmations for 5 minutes? Instead, you're going to get into hypnosis, and for, 5 to 10 minutes, you're just going to listen to an audio that's going to take those beliefs you want and ingrain them in your mind. So I always suggest to my clients listening to their audio, whether it's a custom one I've done for them or it's one of the pre-programmed ones, just listen to them. I try and make them 10, 12 minutes max, because we can find 10, 12 minutes to make time for this. It's all it takes, that 10, 12 minutes a day to reprogram your mind. And then I say throughout the day, just be cognizant of your thoughts and feelings. If you're feeling low, if you find yourself having negative thoughts, pay attention to them and just let them wash over you. Acknowledge it. It's that simple. Acknowledge it. And you can even say something like, I don't want that bullshit belief anymore. I choose not to listen to this. This is bullshit. I'm ignoring you. And it's that simple. And then move on and think of something else. Those are some really simple, easy, quick things you can do every day to start programming your mind to get what you actually want.
I love it. So I have one last question before we kind of wrap up, when you can tell everyone how to find you and what you're working on. But for someone who's never done hypnotherapy and is their curiosity is piqued by our conversation, and they're like, I got some shit that I need to work through, and I would like to do this the fast way, please, right? Because that's literally what hypnotherapy is. How do they know if hypnotherapy is right for them?
It's pretty much right for everybody. There's very few people that I have not found don't get the benefit. But honestly, if you're wanting to do the deeper work, you're not afraid to dig deep into the struggles and those negative thoughts and those inner voices in your head, and to really dig down and do a little bit of hard work at start. Like it's not saying it's sunshines and rainbows going back to your past. Like when my client, remembered herself being beat by her sibling, it wasn't easy. But if you're not afraid to do a little bit of hard work to get those quick and easy results, then hypnotherapy is for you, because you can move through it quickly. I like to say there's this study done that you can spend years doing talk therapy, which I did for many, many years before finding hypnotherapy. And you can talk and rehash and relive these things over and over again for months, years, if you want to. Or you can spend, half an hour, relive these moments, completely remove them from your brain and get rid of them and never have to rehash them again. You really have that choice, but people don't realize that choice is available. So if you want quick, you want easier, you want to get it done and over with so that you can actually move on with your life, then hypnotherapy is definitely for you. The only people that really shouldn't try hypnotherapy are if you have epilepsy. It's just considered not as safe as anyone else. Everybody else, though, it's really worth giving it a try and just trying how amazing it is. Because if you're like most people, after the first session, you're hooked and you never want to stop.
Yeah, it's true. I like to think of hypnotherapy as like ripping the Band-Aid off. Like, right, like you can peel back a corner and pull it one little, arm hair at a time, right? Because like we always have those Band-Aids on our arm. Or you can just like rip it off and get like let that pain be gone and be over in a moment and actually be on your way to healing and actually be on your way to like functioning and not being constantly reminded by like trying to pull this Band-Aid off one little arm hair at a time. Um, Amazing. Yeah. So good. Okay. Well, I'm so excited that you were my first interview and my third guest. First interview, third episode. There we go. Do you have any final words of wisdom for female entrepreneurs and women in business who are ready to really step into their power?
Yeah, success doesn't have to be hard. We are making it harder than it needs to be. And if you just take a bit of time and work on the mindset side of your business, you can allow it to be easy. You can allow it to be fun. You truly can achieve your biggest goals and desires. And it doesn't have to be a fight. All of those things available to you, you are worthy and deserving of them.
Amazing. Yes, you are, my friends. Absolutely. So, Jen, where can people connect with you? Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about your membership because this is new, this is exciting. And I can't wait to get my grub little fingers on there.
Yeah, so it's called the Limitless Abundance Membership. And this is full of amazing hypnosis bundles. There's going to be some subliminal autos in there, plus some other mindset tools that I've used over the year with myself and my private clients, all in one central location. Plus, the hypnosis audio library grows each and every month based off of the demand and what people in the membership want to see. So if you're struggling with something specific, let me know. And I'm creating audios around those things. We've got things for money blocks, self-worth. There's ones on weight loss. There's all different topics, even boundaries. I've got one in there on boundaries to help you out. So if you're looking to give hypnosis a try, and this is a way that you can then easily integrate it into your everyday life at a very reasonable price, go check it out.
Very cool. All right. So where can people find your membership and find you and connect with you?
Yeah, so best place to reach me is on Instagram at Hypnotherapist Jen. And you can also get a free trial to the membership if you head over there. The links are in my bio, or you can check out my website, hypnotherapistjen.com.
Amazing. And all of this information will also be in the show notes. Jen, it has been a delight. Thank you so much for being here and being my first interview and my third episode. Said it right this time. For everyone watching, thank you so much for being a part of this. Please subscribe. Please leave us comments and shares and help us get the word out about the new podcast. I'm really excited about what the potential of this can be. And I want to interview as many amazing women in business as possible. So if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, please reach out. In the meantime, get out there and build your empire. Woohoo!